Users experience terrifying hallucinations, agitation, and paranoia. As for where it comes from, Drug Enforcement Agency officials say it is often made in China. The makers spray chemical on herbs. The really frightening thing is when people use this stuff, they have no idea what they are putting in their body. If you take a look at this package, you will see there's no label on it saying what is it, what's in it. It just says LOL incense. So it's very dangerous. Emergency room doctors say they have seen patients with seizures. You want to stay away from this stuff.
I got a couple homies love me, couple homies hate me, couple motherfuckers wanna fake me, but they hella shaky. This ain't Parker Brothers, I ain't playing. Move, just let me land. I'm on YouTube chasing all these bands. That's the master plan. Teach a couple lessons, then expand. Can't no go ahead. Reaching people all in Bethlehem. Damn. Reaching people all in Bethlehem. What's up with y'all? How's everyone doing? Today, you know what I'm saying? This ain't really gonna be like a story time or nothing like that. I'm just gonna talk about one of the most dangerous drugs that I ever seen anyone on at any time. No matter what you call it, you might call it K2, you might call it Deuce, or you might even call it Spice. Whatever you call it, you know it's out of control and it'll have your mind warped. You'll be flipped out, out of body experience that you ain't never experienced before. I remember the first time I ever seen somebody bust out some K2, right? I was supposed to do it with him. One of my partners, he was on probation and he was smoking what at the time they called Spice. And you could get it right out of any little store, any other little Pakistani Indian stores, the little Arabic stores, any of them. You can go get you some Spice right out of it. My boy was smoking it. I went to his house. I was supposed to smoke it with him, right? Bam. He hit it first. And then he just started looking around like doing a bunch of weird stuff, you know what I mean? And then the next thing you know, he just went and ran and tried to jump out the window head first. But if let's say if he would have actually did it with like a lot of force and went through the window, he would have flew off of a second story. You know what I'm saying? But he just basically hit the window, bam, and fell down. You know what I mean? But after I seen that, I was like, bro, I just stick to the regular stuff, bro. I never smoke nothing like that makes you do that. You know what I mean? So he telling me it only lasts for like 15, 30 seconds, man. Come on, dog. You can handle it, bro. Don't be a punk, dude. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? So anyways, around this time, I had did on my first little term. No, this is on my second term when the K2 really first started booming. I was on my second term, right? And I remember one of my homeboys, my partner from Gangsters, and he was buying weed from the Southsiders. So he buying this weed from the Southsiders, and the next him and this other dude, like this half, like non-affiliate that had bread, you know what I mean? They was both buying sacks of weed from the Southsiders. So the dude that was from Gangsters, he would just be standing out right in front of his door, dancing to no music playing at all. He don't got no headphones on. But eventually he started putting headphones on and just pretending that he was dancing to the music that was going on in the headphones. But he was really tripping off that K2. At the time, we didn't know it because I had never really heard of nothing called K2. I had never heard of nothing like this. I didn't even know, you know what I mean, what it was really. So word came back from the other yards that a couple of other brothers, they was tripping out. So now they trying to say it's a conspiracy and that the Southsiders is selling the blacks K2. So I don't know what K2 is. I'm like, what is K2? So my partner, he let me know, like, this what K2 is, man. It look like weed. I guess it smoke like weed. And sometimes it can get you high like weed, but you could also have like a psychotic episode and go into this crazy world where I don't even know where you even know where you at. I don't know. I ain't never did it, so I can't even really explain it. I'm just seeing what they look like when they own it. You know what I mean? So he was explaining to me like what it was and that it'll make people go psychotic and it can make you have a psychotic episode. So I'm like, all right, so basically in our building, the gangsters that was in our building, they basically forbid they homie from smoking anymore of the K2 that the Southsiders was selling. The Southsiders gave him back some of his money that he had spent on the K2 because they had been saying that it was trees. They tried to say they didn't know what it was. They thought it was trees. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty positive because I didn't see none of them tripping out on it. Only us, you know what I mean? So, you know, this is beyond me. When I was like my first term, the hardest thing I ever seen people do was I seen them do heroin. Now, you know, passing around the same dirty needle. That's why hepatitis and shit is so rampant behind the bars, because the drug addicts share. It's only be like 1 or 2 needles and they all sharing it. You know, so if you got a drug addict boyfriend, husband, son or something that's locked up, man, it's bad, man. 9 times out of 10, they probably gonna get hepatitis because you only got 1 needle to share. And when you're an addict, I don't care. And you see that 1 needle, you're gonna do it. You don't care if it has hepatitis on it or nothing. Man, there was a group of people that used to run around on one yard that I was on. They used to call themselves the Hep C boys. You know what I'm saying? Because they all willingly used the same Hep C needle because they were junkies. You know what I'm saying? And that was the craziest thing. But all right, so like I was saying, right now in the correctional facilities all across the world, you know, not just California, this is everywhere. This is Texas, Florida, Louisiana, Georgia, New York, everywhere, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Colorado. This ain't just a California correctional thing. This is across the world. The inmates are addicted to K2. It's a K2 epidemic going on right now.
Officials just may have saved some inmates' lives and other potential problems inside prison walls by stopping a huge amount of drugs from getting in. They confiscated a large amount of K2, it's a synthetic drug, before inmates got their hands on it. The Arkansas Department of Corrections announced that this week that a backpack full of dangerous contraband was found in a field where inmates work. They say it was dropped there to be smuggled in by a working inmate. More than 1 pound of drugs. The prison director says just 1 drop of it could be enough for every person in the prison. In the last 2 years alone, K2 accounts for 39 prison deaths.
It really isn't marijuana at all. You never know what is in it. It is mixed up usually like in China. It's got some sort of vegetable matter on it. They put chemicals on it. And the end result is K2 is, by and large, in many cases, a poison. It can kill you.
While this drop was significant, we're told these drops are not out of the ordinary. Guards discover them every week and sometimes even daily.
If you ever seen them videos where you seen the people flipping around on the ground, they arm look like it's in a cross-faced chicken wing, and they just doing the alligator death roll all over the floor, or they stuck and they looking crazy. You know, all type of stuff, snot coming all out their nose. You know, they drooling on their cells. These crazy videos, bruh. I know you seen them. It's an epidemic going on right now. How? I don't even know. I don't even know why you even want to be. I was so scared to do drugs when I was locked up. I wouldn't get high. Now I drank a little bit of Pruno now. Yeah, I drank me a little bit of hooch. You know what I'm saying? But I would not indulge in anything other. Like, I hit a stick once. I just didn't like the way it made me feel. Not in there. You know what I mean? So I never really indulged. I never had a drug habit, nothing like that. All I'd ever done was smoke and drink. And when I was up in there, I didn't feel comfortable smoking at all. You know what I mean? So I don't understand how you could get on this K2 and flip out like this. So it's a wild epidemic, sort of just, you know, it's like the opioid epidemic. It's like you see everybody walking around out here. They're zombies. That's how in some penitentiaries, some yards that you hit, depending on where you at, this what they on. And I know people always like to say, we don't on the level 4s and we don't do all of this stuff on the 180s and all of that. You're lying. They're getting high as a kite up there too. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit more hidden. The more levels you go down, you know, you might see it out in the open. It might happen in a day room. It might happen in the dorms. You know, on them level 4s and them level 3s, it's happening in the cells. You don't see it happening, you know what I mean? But it's still happening and it's rampant, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring that aware to people that, hey, there is a crazy epidemic of the most wildest drug I've ever seen sweeping the penitentiary system across the nation, and it's called K2. You might call it Deuce. You might call it Spice. Whatever you call it, don't call me, because I ain't messing with it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, this another one like the other one. It's your boy, Baby Kizzle, and I'm signing off from the pirate ship. Hey, hit that like, comment, and subscribe, and let your boy know that you mess with me. Let's get it. Yeah.